dashboard is specific to you.
Well,
And that's how
I think the
dashboard
concept of the dashboard is in marketing division. And
Yeah, I guess there's just like any small tree that's
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you can set on a role level. I haven't.
Well, I don't know why I don't have that big square thing.
Well, that's because that's just the help thing, and you just dismissed it.
I guess. Like, I want to like move them around and stuff. But I guess I can't do that.
You can go into roles.
Did you just watch the crowd?
I've been doing all weekend.
I'm trying to.
Who did you guys pick up in the draft? What position?
Outside linebacker, cornerback, running back. I think
Defensive focus.
I think defense. Yeah, I think the guys defensive line. I don't know.
So, but there is no role for global administrators.
There actually is. It's called CMS. It's called CMS Global Administrator. If you're under an individual site, I don't know if you can switch into that or not yet. So there's a global administrator role. And then if you go into here, it's under dashboard. But you can't arrange them, you just put them in there. Like, as far as I can tell, you can't. I haven't really looked into it. I've only played around with it. I basically, so you just put them once you went in there, and then they just show up. But you can't, like, order them.
Yeah.
8.5.
Yeah.
You should have picked that up tonight. I'm so nervous.
You want me to start?
How about Manziel though? He got all the way to 22nd. That was surprising.
Anyone else gonna show?
I think he's a dipshit.
I went over and my first
Probably not.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
already pulled out this little like.
You're a sweetheart.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Nothing, I'll wait for you recording it.
I am over here.
Thank you.
you got it.
Yep.
Cool. So we're gonna get started. As you guys all know, we're at the Wizards, and this is the .NET user group.
In my office.
And
Why you didn't pull
we're gonna be
Aaron
doing
on,
presentations.
You failed.
So I'm Duffy. You go with Chris, but it'll just be awkward. I am going to give you a presentation on apps, and I'm going to use an app to help me do the presentation. Just a little fun twist of the plot. And what mine is on is Microsoft's AppStudio. There's actually a development environment called AppStudio. So if you're looking it up through a search engine, you have to actually type in Microsoft AppStudio, or you get the wrong one. And what it is it's a free web-based application. I can hide it. It is a free web-based application that you can create your own Windows Phone app. Originally, it was just for Windows Phone 8, but now that the marketplace has become crossed, and 8.1 has both the phone apps and the tablet apps together, you can generate an app that applies to both, which is really cool. It's something they just updated maybe a month ago or so. So I'm going to kind of show you how you get started and what the benefits are.
So this is like the leading edge. That's what they call it.
Yeah. So basically, brief description of what it is. It's pretty awesome. It's a web-based application, like I said, and the biggest thing is, who would want to use it? Why would you want to use it? Those types of things. So who would want to use this? If you're interested, I did a little check. So the smile.nod method is like this, if you're not familiar. But anyone interested in Windows app development for the desktop or the phone, this would be great. Current developers, it gives them new ideas and different concepts, maybe something they didn't think of trying. Just gives them a little more exposure, get their feet wet. People who've never used it, it gives them the opportunity to build something and actually get experience with an app. So it's something fresh, A really great benefit is web developers. Web developers are traditionally HTML and CSS. Well, with Windows app development, you can do app development with HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. With this web-based application, you can download the source code after you've finished making what you want to make, and the source code actually downloads into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for those web developers, it gets them basically a start, and then they can download it and then take a peek at it and be like, okay, well, how did they do this? What did they do to make this happen? Those types of things, which is really cool. And another great benefit is kids. So if your kids, want to give them something fun for the weekend to do that's constructive on a day like today, you can set them down in front of this, and it's pretty easy to use, as long as they know how to navigate web pages. So, getting started. So all you have to have is a Microsoft Live ID. Very easy, most people have it nowadays. If not, it's very easy to sign up and get one. Once you do, you go to appstudio.windowsphone.com and it's a free sign up and you just plug in your Live ID and you're signed up. That's all it is. And then once you're there, you can create a variety of new projects. So I'm going to actually show you that right now.
Sorry, did you say meow?
Do I look like a cat to you?
Meow. What is grounded like? I'm with you.
That's whiskers.
I'm sorry, did you say meow? Alright.
Yeah, it makes sense for me now.
So, I went to the site, now to sign in. So once you're here, you can create all kinds of cool projects. So all you have to do is go to the site, sign in with your Live ID, and once you're there, you just start a new project. From here, you can pick a variety of templates that they give you, which basically sets up like your different pages, different little pivot items, things of that nature. So it's pretty easy. You just kind of plug and play with what they have. Or you can create an empty one and add in those pages and that content and those feeds and stuff like that. So we'll pick an easy one. We'll show you around a little bit, has some suggestions over here. Has more templates down here. Sports team is a good one. We love people who like sports. So then you can click it, it shows you a preview of what that template has. So it's the team, has some pictures, you swipe over, shows you some awards, things along that line. Is this still recording?
Yeah.
Cool. So now once you're here, I pulled up the sports template. Now once you're here, this is where you do all your magic. This is where you set up your pages, set up your content, set up your sources for your information, like where it pulls from, if it's static or if it's dynamic. Dynamic being, which most of you know, but dynamic being it pulls from a source, and so whenever that source is updated, your app is then updated. So that's always a great benefit to any application. Cool. So this one uses team, and you can click it, and inside of there, you can see the different pages, and you can set up how it looks too. So you can change the layout, set how it looks. Down here, it has some bindings, so you can change the title, the image, things along those lines. So the big question is the power in it. The power, which is my next slide. Slides.
This is nice background music.
Thanks.
To meet you all.
It sets the mood. So all the power, like where can you set your information from dynamically? Where can you pull in these different things through this web-based application? Obviously, if you're doing code from scratch, there's a variety of options, but through this, it's semi-limited. But with using this app, you can pull anything from RSS feeds, YouTube channels. So if you have like a subscription of a channel, you can actually just pull that in there. You can do Flickr, Bing, Facebook, and those are just some. There's some sample apps that people have used to make, and basically all they do is make it their RSS reader. They have a few RSS feeds that they like to look at, and so they just made their own RSS reader, and then that's all they have is those RSS feeds. It's very powerful because most of the time with custom development, you would have to build these things out, or you'd have to work with these things and make sure that there's no kinks, no bugs, things like that. Versus using it through this application, it does all that work for you. So you're not having to deal with, streaming it or bringing it down, pulling it back, doing checks, whatever it may be to catch exceptions, all that good stuff. And so it's all right there, which makes it nice for people who aren't used to coding, such as web developers who just primarily stick with HTML and CSS. They're not used to having to do catches and handling exceptions typically. Or kids who have no clue what coding is and just want to learn, or tablet. But she has a great app.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. And Lewis is gonna hate me. But that's besides the point.
You're just gonna have like a cat RSS cat Facebook.
Another great benefit and powerful tool is with coding, or really anything you do, you always have a bunch of stuff you try or you put in there, but then realize you don't need anymore. You can just delete it from click of an X, which I'll show you in a little bit when I go back to it. but you can just delete stuff and add stuff on the fly through that web application. So that makes it pretty awesome. And I do got proof. I correct myself. So I want to go back to my projects. So I did one for the user group. The user group was pretty simple. It's an informational app to let people know when our meetings are, give them some information about the user group itself, things along those lines. So what I did was I made an app that did the same thing. And it was all through this. I didn't do any custom code behind the scenes or anything like that. And it has, so the meeting expired today, but this is pulling straight from the RSS feeds on our website. So whenever we add a new meeting, it will populate in here. Some fun things. So news, so you can see all of our news items, all of our recaps that Brian put up. You can see, whoa, likes me. I don't think it likes me. You can see about us. And then you can set up different things, like I set up an awesome picture of Brian. See, he's the president. He looks like a double. And I did all this through the web app. This took me about maybe 2 or 3 hours. I did it from scratch. And all I had to do was get some RSS feed set up on the site. And once I did that, all you do is plug in the RSS feed itself. And it just pulls in all the information for you dynamically. So
I can go to the store and find this thing.
This app? No, we haven't published this one yet.
Oh.
Yeah, but I made this as a proof of concept to show you. It's pretty easy, but it's really good because that's what our app was, is an informational type thing. To let people know what meetings are and different stuff like that. You can change themes, colors, all kinds of good stuff. And, which I'll show you more. So, in essence, it's really powerful. You can set up everything you need to, you can set up all your tiles, everything like that. And you can set up your background, your splash screen, anything you need to, and then actually you can publish it straight from here. So after you've finished, you just click finish once you have everything set up like you want to. And then you can generate it. Once you generate it, it generates the app for you. And then from there, you can install it on a device by either clicking the install package or just reading in the QR code. If you scan the QR code, it'll install it on your phone for you. Or you can publish it straight from here. Or you can even download the source code. And so once you download the source code, you get all of the source code for how they did it and what's behind the scenes, which is a lot of HTML and CSS. So for people who don't know how to do app development with those elements, this would be a really good tool to kind of look at and see how Microsoft uses it, or how this particular application is using it.
Can I scan it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
They took away the themes.
They did. I don't know.
It's a lens. You gotta switch to one of your lenses now.
But how do you just your camera?
Yeah, bring your camera up and switch a lens.
I'll come back to it. So, that being said, there is, there's always a catch, but, exception, whatever it may be. So this is great, powerful, and awesome. I love it. I would suggest anyone who's interested in getting started with an app or want to do something basic, definitely try it out because it gives you some exposure. But some noticeable things that are bad to watch out for is it does pump it out to HTML and CSS. So if you're a C# developer or a coder that doesn't do necessarily the web platform as much, it's going to pump it out into that. So it might be a whole different realm of looking at it for you. Or that might be exactly what you need. It's very, that's another big flaw with it. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's cookie cutter in the sense of you can only do so much. So that's where people like custom software solution companies, Bitwizard is a local company, they can do some custom code for you to add in cool stuff like a flashlight utility, or a random number generator, or something that pulls from a specific website or client, or maybe a utility salespeople use, and that's where the power of custom development comes in. Whereas this is very good for a variety of things, such as ways to use it would be a quick small app something for maybe like a small business or informational type thing, like our user group, informational type. It was a perfect fit because we just wanted to provide them with the information, and it's an easy way just to plug everything in, and through RSS feeds, it just sets itself. And so it's not something we're having to pay a whole bunch for custom code. Or you, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was late because I'm sure you covered that. Yes. So what is there a finite list of functions you can drop onto that?
Yes, I'll show you. I'll show you a kitty one.
I got you. Did you already kind of cover that?
Yes, but I'll show you a kitty one so you can see it again. I'm gonna make a kitty one as we say. Yeah. You can make like a small business application, or you can make like a demo app, a storytelling app. One of the templates on there is the hero application, so you kind of make like this little hero story, to where you have a hero and a character, and you add in images and like storyline. And as you navigate through the app, as a user typically would, you can kind of like get a story going with a hero, and like have a list of heroes and characters. And so it makes for a really cool little development, adds another layer on top of it. So,
I gotta scan it. I found
questions?
I want to see the QR code.
You can't see
So
it.
bam!
You can't handle it. I can do it. Go ahead.
Did you do your own? You did your own slides?
Yes.
What is an R?
Was that simple?
Your clothes. I think so. Yeah, did you not like it?
This thing's a lot.
I thought it was nice.
Huh.
Being visual.
He was contemplating whether he would be transitioning over to the holiday.
Oh, okay.
They already have you, man.
What would get me in there?
The bad
With this bathroom?
I think cool.
Okay, so
Well, I was wondering.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just to clarify.
Go ahead.
I didn't see if it was your schema, and I didn't know if you created your own slides or if it was you're using, which would be
Yeah.
fine too. I didn't.
Yeah. No, it was just I can't remember if they already had it or I just went and found it somewhere. I just did like a generic template.
What I was
Yeah.
thinking is, did you grab somebody's slide deck that had this info in and use it, which is fine. That's
Yeah.
what coders do. We steal. That's good thinking.
Copy
But
paste.
sometimes you just create your own slide deck, and I was just curious if you created your own stuff. That's all.
I created my own.
Told us earlier.
That's why there's typos. Okay, so that's pretty much the slide presentation. There's a lot of information in it, and the best way to find out is just by doing. And they have a great help section, so you can see how they intend to use the different things. And so I was going to show you a few little things, trying to make it a little better. So, I can't see that way. I'll try like this. So I'll actually walk you through how to use some of it.
If you just exit out of the presentation.
I did.
Duplicate you.
Oh,
Windows key P. And then go to duplicate.
You're saying
Wait, you don't want to look at his back? Brian, is that what you're saying?
No.
This is the first class section. Don't speak to the first class section.
Oh,
Please keep in your respective cabins.
You need to reshare. It's not recording anymore.
I can deal with however Duffy wants to present. I'm trying to help him.
I gotta reshare for Randy.
Does anyone need a drink while we have the small bird? Drink water, drink.
You're in the wrong section. Okay,
Do this.
so
What's that thumbnail, Duffy? You ready to talk?
I'll take use of the wait staff while I have it.
Is England?
So, a couple things I wanted to show you was, you actually go to download the source code. This is what it pumps it out to. So as you can see on the side, it adds a lot of folders, a lot of different constructs, files, images, all kinds of cool things. And then you can run it straight from your local machine. So you can do it as you're accustomed to. You can debug it. You can add in additional stuff after the fact. So that's another cool feature is you can kind of get your base template set up through AppStudio and then download the source code. And once you've done that, you can come in here and add new images, add custom functionality if you want, add variety of things. And it gives you an app template or starter for 8.1 phone and desktop. So that's a really cool benefit to it. There's a lot of files in here though, so it might be a little different. But I mean, it pretty much has all kinds of cool stuff. And once you pull up the app, which I will, it has like a little speech thing built in. So for those who are too lazy to read, you can go to the app and
That's a valid point.
I can't argue, it's facts. I beamed it. But you can go to whatever page it's on and you can hit the little speech button, which is on the app bar, and it'll read you the text on that page. So it adds a couple of cool little features to it. So back to the website. So once you're on the website, it has a lot of good stuff. So say you knew nothing about this, or you weren't sure what some of their terminology was, or anything like that. You can go to the how-to section, and it's actually full of informational type stuff. Give you an idea of like the tiles. Well, okay, what are tiles? I'm from iOS development. What are tiles? You know, well, what sizes do I need, or what do I need to make that happen, kind of thing. What's panorama, hub controls? What does bind to data mean? You know, a lot of people don't understand data binding, or might have questions about it. So this is a great section to come into and look around, and it gives you a lot of good information and pictures, and everyone loves pictures. If you don't, I don't know who you are. You can start a new app, which we're about to do. You can see some of the sample apps of people who've already used it to get an idea of some of the things you can do with it. Tuso, which is Microsoft's favorite thing to use as a sample, they made one for it. And Windows AppStudio, they have one for it, and you can view it and download the source. And this is also how you do Windows Phone Preview for developers. So if you have a Windows Phone, you can come here and it basically registers you as an app developer, and it's free. And then you can go to your phone and update to the most recent build from Microsoft for your phone. In this case, for Windows Phone users, it's 8.1, which there's a new update today for anyone who doesn't know.
Thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so our website. Let's build a kitty app real fast.
Yay!
I had a request for a kitty app. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna create a new one. Man. So now what do we need? We need a menu. Section name. Kitties. So now inside of there, well, what do we want in kitties? Okay? So we need to edit it.
What's dramatic music to go over?
I know, right? Just a second. So we want to do an RSS feed for kitties. So I found kitties in the sink.
What was that?
Cats in
It's called
sinks?
kitties in a sink. You'll see in a second. So I want to add an RSS section. So I add RSS section, and then you find your RSS feed that you want. You pop it into here, and then what's that?
Put the RSS feed in the name.
Oh, I want that. Should
You should have let him do it.
yeah, they're magical. Like these are kitties. Okay, so, and this is also a point of fact of cookie cutter versus custom. The kitties RSS feed apparently doesn't cooperate well with Windows Phone AppStudio because the image doesn't want to show up. So you can find another one. I hope I don't find some weird stuff with this.
Kitty porn. We'll make our own.
Make sure you spell it right.
For kitty booties.
She's upstairs.
Go away, Barb.
I'm gonna say that statement I made yesterday doesn't seem so far-fetched now.
So,
What?
go away. So is there any questions so far?
No.
You built a more traditional phone app. Do you think that this is interesting?
Sure.
But do you think that there's any time when somebody who had the capabilities that we have, for your typical development staff here with Visual Studio, would ever want to do this? Or is it just for the quick and dirty? I mean, obviously it looks really quick. So is this just for the quick and dirty?
Kind
Is this
of.
for your non-developer?
It's kind of for the quick and dirty or the beginner or, get your feet wet kind of thing. I mean, really, if you're not a beginning developer, this might be nice to see for the fact of maybe you've never really done phone apps, so you can kind of see how they do things and like the flow and the patterns they use. Like with Windows Phone apps, they have pivots, which basically it's like you have 3 items, 3 different pages. You can only use one at a time, but you can swipe and go side to side for anyone who doesn't know what pivots are. You can see how they use those versus like a panorama, which is one long extended page. You know, different things like that. Maybe give you some good ideas and thoughts. Maybe just a different viewpoint.
And I see. So now that you've gotten to this page, are these the only? We kind of got here quick. So
Yes.
are these the items that you can just do quickly? So these are the only HTML. So these are the items. You got an RSS feed, HTML, YouTube, Flickr, Bing, Facebook, Instagram.
Yes, and actually, since I put this slide together, Instagram is new. So they constantly keep adding stuff to this, but those right now are the only things you can use.
So these are the quick things you can just drop.
Quick dirty
Quick
things.
and dirty.
And one of the nice things about it too is once you've made it, you can always go and look at the source code to see how we did it.
Yeah.
So you can see how they're handling like
Your menus and collections is just a way to maybe reorder some of those other items, just to have an RSS feed followed by Facebook, followed by something else.
Can you or
I mean, well, I see that.
Yeah.
But that's, if you added a menu, you can't write any code behind there unless you then download the source code and add code.
Yeah.
Except to add those other items, right?
Yeah, so this is limited for how much you can do. And as far as pages go as well, you can only do 6 pages, I think it is the total number of pages you can actually put in there. But you have to download the source code to put more. Yeah. But through here, they constantly keep updating it. This UI is actually different than the UI was 6 months ago. They did a big update to 2.0 because this is still technically in beta. And they constantly change it and add new features, add new things. Instagram is new since the past week or 2, since I was last logged into this. That's a new feed they put in there. You know, they might add more. This is something they're constantly working on. But as far as
Instagram is kind of new for the Windows Phone altogether, isn't it?
yeah, well, they've had 6gram. That's been around for a while. I still prefer it over the Instagram app. I don't like the Instagram.
Metrogram.
What's that?
Metrogram, I used before Instagram.
There is a concept of, I'm sure the app that this produces handles rotation, handles transitions, which is a tedious task to put into your app.
Mhm.
So even if you knew what you were doing, I could possibly see a valid argument for starting with a very base app, so that way you get those features to do the rotation and
Yeah.
it's
Some
usually
small
called,
features.
it's like the view state. It's how you're looking at it, how the device is oriented, and stuff like that. And they already have that built in. Unless you start with a template of some sort, it's a reduced task to put it into an app.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's nice too. This is called Microsoft AppStudio. Yes. And one of the things also is like web developers, like who aren't experienced with like C# or making phone apps or really know what we're doing with a phone app. This is kind of like a good platform to get started, like a cookie cutter type thing. And it allows them to build something, and then they can go in there and see how it was built. Because then you have the source code.
Okay. You keep saying phone app, but you can do like Windows Store apps with this as well, right?
Yeah, it does 8.1. Originally, for Windows Phone 8, when this was first coming out, there was Windows Phone 8, not 8.1. So it was just for Windows Phone 8. Now, when they came out with 8.1 and they migrated the markets to where the marketplace is in the same, they made it to where this also does 8 and 8.1 app. So you have both apps.
A1RT and
Universal app.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll pump out all that. And like you saw earlier, you can push it straight to the store from here, or you can download source code, you can do all kinds of stuff with it.
And if you wanted to change your app block, would you have to download it to the source code and change it there, or is there an option here how you can change it?
I think you have to change the app bar and the source code. We can look through some of it. So you change all your color schemes and your themes and your different texts. You can also change your tiles. You can do your splash and lock screens for the application, and then you can do your different types of tiles. So you can do cycle template, iconic template, and flip template.
I saw all those CS files. Do they map one for one to these exact new items? You control them very easily. Because I saw when you opened up the source code, they had the CS files.
Yes, some of them make it easy. Other ones don't. So it kind of depends on which feature you're trying to track down. And it's actually newer that they added CSN, because with the previous version, it was strictly all like CSS and HTML. So some of the services and stuff have been done in CS. And I think what happens is, from the feel I get from it, it downloads every feature possible, and then it has like your main pages, and then those pages just link off to the other classes. Like this class handles your navigation, this one handles this feed, this one handles your RSS feed, stuff like that. And then you give it information, and so from your actual app example, it goes and pulls from that class and operates based upon that. So, and you can see all that stuff in the files, they give it to you. And, yes. Another big thing, Microsoft is making a big push to encourage developers to develop. So that's one of the reasons they pump out stuff like this. They also pump out things like API Match, which is for developers, it's a way nice. It has, I think, 30 or 40 different things in it, like APIs that you can do, like one's a Chuck Norris API, and it hits a Chuck Norris website, and it hits their database, and that way you can pull down like Chuck Norris jokes and make your own app.
And that's a funny one. I think it's a lot more than 30, 40, and there's some very powerful APIs.
Yeah, and they constantly add.
I mean, it's not all fun and games. There's some really powerful APIs you can attach to.
Yep, and it's also for JavaScript too, not just C#. So the API stuff has JavaScript and C# stuff. And then Nokia as well has been putting out a big push to encourage developers to develop with their DVLUP program, DVLUP. And they have different challenges and stuff you can do, but they also put out SDKs and little toolkits. So like Rate My App, they have a Rate My App thing, and all you have to do is install the reference in your project, and then add in a small XAML line. You give it 2 or 3 pieces of information, and you can set up a rating feature. So it automatically says, hey, you've opened this so many times, would you like to rate the app? And ratings are always good in App Store, so that's always a benefit. Go back to this. So,
If we don't see kitty cats soon, I think tap them.
I know. Alright, very much for kitty cats. I got 2 more minutes. But does anyone have any questions about this? Or we're going to start putting more kitty cats in here? More kitty cats?
More kitty cats.
More kitty cats.
Kitty.
I hate this little presentation thing.
Aww.
Can't get this good. Alright, let me do this later. So, YouTube. Let's look up kitty cats.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
That is a fat cat, so we're clicking.
How long is it going?
You've already seen this one?
She knows it.
She knows this one. How many times has she made you watch this, Mike?
2 or 3.
So, enter search term or exact username. So we're going to just search for kitty cats.
Or you can't necessarily put a URL in it.
You can do specific URLs.
That would be different.
That'd be different. Like you know, the RSS feed, or if you search for a particular user, you can get their feed. Like if you knew someone in particular you liked, it would pull down all their videos. Like Channel 9, you put Channel 9 in there, and you break down all their videos and stuff. Yeah, but we want kitty cats, so that's what we're doing. All right, let's see. Bam. So now it's searching on YouTube for kitty cats. So you can see all the kitty cats it pulled in. And I'll actually run this in a second. But it pulled in all these different videos. Let's do a
Now you created 3 pages, so all 3 pages is just slide over on your app.
They all default to a pivot, but you can change that. You can make it like separate pages, or you can make it a panorama. It does have some flexibility when it comes to that. But for the most part, it typically keeps it pretty much inside the same thing. So what search? Give me a search for cats. You want to do fat cats?
Let's do funny cats. Funny cats. Or cute cats.
Cute kitty cats. 2. So now you're Bing search. So I'm gonna preview it. Let's see what comes up. Damn. All kinds of stuff now comes up.
Cute cat pictures daily.
You're not a subscriber.
Bookmark.
So now I don't like the way the orientation of that is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come into here. And I'm going to, oh, that's the only layout option you have. Sometimes it gives you more, sometimes you have less. But when you come in to edit it, you have pages, which allows you to edit the layout, choose the different layout options that they have. Or you can do data and change what your search result was. So we can do cute kittens instead of kitty cats. And then we save all our changes. And now it's different. Bam. And then we can do Instagram. Let's do Instagram. I haven't done this one.
What did you?
Section name,
I'm muted.
Instacats. Tags. What hashtag? I'm going to look it up based upon
I'm
hashtag.
muted too.
So give me a hashtag. What you got?
Is that
We
your
use
phone?
hashtag. We talk about cats. Ninja cats.
No, something just made a noise and we're all muted, so we think it might have been your laptop. Oh.
Bam. So we got some ninja
Phantom
cats.
sounds.
Although that looks more like a girl than a cat. But I think it's in there somewhere.
I think the whole point is it's stealthy in there somewhere.
You can also do static content, so you can actually populate real content, like I did for the user group app on the about section. You know, I typed all of it, because there's no feed for that, or you can pull it from our RSS feed. Let's do a Facebook one, just so you guys can see. Configuration. Let's do Flickr. I don't know what Flickr is. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do kittens.
What kind of guy?
Flip on cats. Damn.
You're like the Emerald Lagasse of web development.
Bam! It just happened. I can't explain it. It just happened. Joaquin walked in there and it broke. I can't explain it. But see, now you have random pictures. So now we have 6 pages. Let's go to save. We want to change our theme.
And 6 pages is the max, right?
On this application, yes. And in your phone app itself, there are certain limitations that Microsoft has guidelines for. I'm not sure the exact number on that.
Now, is that 6 pages or just 6 parts of the pivot?
6 parts you can pivot.
So you can have an extra page in there.
Yeah, so the thing itself could have another page. So say if you did like an RSS feed that had like a picture and a name, like the user group one actually has that. So then when you click, say, Brian's picture, it says Brian, president of the user group. Click that, it goes in there and gives you like a little description. And you can set that up. That takes a little more work. Then you can change the color of your app art. So we could do pink with purple. More blue. That's better. And then you can see. So we want to give our app a name. So we call this Mike's favorite app.
It is. Oh, it's pink too. Awesome.
With the purple app art.
Nice.
I got you.
Good touch.
I was thinking ahead. So then another thing you would want to come in here and do is find some images. You find a great designer. I know one at BOA, so if you ever need someone, just let me know. Give you their contact information. Gotcha.
What is this boa that you speak of?
Well, their name speaks for itself, so when you extend it out, if this was like, the conjunction alphabet time.
Conjunction junction.
Conjunction junction. It'd be builders of awesome, and so they do some awesome work. So if you ever need your contact info, let me know. But you can set up your tiles, your splash screen, your lock screen, and then once you have all that ready to go, you come over to your published info. It's Mike's favorite app. You can give it a little description. This is all about Mike's favorite pastime and hobbies. Minus football. And then? What did you say? Oh, okay. I thought you said and then. I was like, alright. And it gives you some cool little things, include about page, so you can set up an about page. You can enable add client. Add client's a way to have ads inside your app, and money off of it every time someone uses it because everyone loves a kitty app. You gotta save it for and then you go to finish. Bam! So now we're at the finishing line. It shows you what it's gonna look like when it's pumped out, so you can make adjustments.
Nice. That just happened. So cute. I love it.
And then, since this one's never been generated, if you're satisfied with it, you click generate. And then you can either select Windows Phone 8 or Windows Phone 8.1 and Windows 8. Now, if you select 8.1 and you plan on looking at the source code or using the source code, make sure you have the SDK installed. As well as Windows Phone 8, make sure you have proper Visual Studio with proper SDK installed, or else you will not be able to do it. So we'll go ahead and generate it in there. Bam! And now it's going to shoot me an email while I'm in my pocket, or up here. And it's going to generate all the stuff behind the scenes for you and pump it out. And then you can just publish it straight to the store. Yeah. And then we'll try the QR code if someone's ready. Who has the QR code scanner? Who's ready?
Mine won't work.
Do I want to install the app on my phone?
I have a question real quick. So if you can download the source code. If you download the source code and made any kind of changes, is there a way to upload that back?
No. And that's one of the flaws to it. It's not necessarily a flaw, it's just one of the reasons you would rather, it'd be more beneficial to do custom code at that point, is that once you manipulate it on your end, you can't take those changes and push them back up. The web application only goes so far and only manipulates and understands so much, because it's still something work in progress. But it's a great cookie cutter template, is what I call it. Like those website creators like Wix, you create a cookie cutter website with things you drag and drop. The minute you try to do something of your own with it, it will break it or you can't interact with that anymore.
I didn't know the QR because you used to be able to use the Bing QR thing. You can't
Yeah.
do Cortana. All you can do is Cortana.
Can you ask it?
Oh, you can try that, yeah.
You can't do the thing. Just paper one.
It just doesn't Bing search on QR code.
We'll generate an HCQ QR code now.
Didn't Brian say that you?
Because it used to be built in, so I never would have done.
Where do you go now? Do you go to the camera lens?
And you go
Then you go to the lens.
Change what?
Change your lens to Bing Vision.
There you go, try it. So, does anyone have any questions? Ladies, any questions? Went a little faster than I anticipated. Ladies, I was one time. She can play the floor music. Okay.
Why'd you lie to us earlier and say that you downloaded the source?
No.
Slide deck?
I didn't say download it. I said it's on my computer somehow.
You said you downloaded it.
I said I don't remember.
I'm not sure. It says can't install company app. If we can install this app, we need to add Microsoft Corporation Workplace account. Workplace account. I've never seen that.
Okay. But if we're done, final slide. It's me. Okay, go. Get your wait. It won't work.
Oh, I was gonna go grab it.
Okay. Try it. It says something about a company thing. I haven't seen it before, but it says you have to have your company account or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Open website.
Like I said, this is in beta, so it's constantly having changes, which is a benefit.
Download file.
Oh, did it download?
Download it.
It just didn't want to download for Andy.
No, tap on that icon right there.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's still downloading. So, I will let you know.
Alright. So, final slide, I have to show it or else I get in trouble. Because this will be like the 18th late night. Bam! There's me. So, cuddly. And then there's the girlfriend.
Oh,
And then there's the fun stuff.
I like it. Yeah, it says. Yeah, it's on the side. We need to add.
I was a third grade. Sure, I can do that.
Convert it to.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll do it for you.
Aww.
You want me to go back to the start?
Yeah, I think you should leave that up there.
I just want to make sure you have the information.
Yeah, it says
Cool.
install company app.
So, anyone have any questions? Or on phone app?
Yeah, how can I install this app?
Another cool thing, don't be lame and have 18.
That's nothing to do with it.
I know me and Alex are like the only Verizon users here, so kind of sealing myself out with that.
Yeah.
It is Windows QP.
Add Microsoft Corporation Workspace account.
So I'm gonna show you guys something really cool. So if you decide to get frisky and start developing some apps, bam, develop.com. Develop.com is pretty awesome. It is put out by Nokia, which is, for those of you who don't know, Microsoft recently bought out Nokia mobile services. So they own their mobile line now. And recently, when they did that, they actually did not get rid of this program. They joined this program. So now they're going to be pumping more stuff into this program to encourage developers to develop. And what's cool about it is all you have to do is develop something, and they give you points. And then you can spend those points on different tools and third-party controls, or you can spend them on gadgets. You can get a tablet, you can get a phone, stuff like that.
Or you get a year subscription to
Xbox. So in here it has, and it's on multiple platforms too, not just for Windows Phone. You can do Nokia Asha and Nokia X.
and the newest stuff are doing now too, right?
Not yet. They have things
We're talking about it, right?
rewards. They have rewards for it. Well, Nokia X and Nokia Asha are actually Android-based Nokia phones, but they look like Windows-like apps. For those of you who aren't familiar with platforms, so that would be the Android controls and stuff. But in here you can filter by time remaining, newest, point value. You can what type of platform, and then what type of challenge you want. And you can look new app special. 250 points for just creating a new app and putting it in the store. Using a control that you can get through them, by just having it in your app, you get 250 points. You can make a update to your app, rate my app. Nokia put something out to literally, you just copy and paste 2 lines of code, and you have that feature in there. And once you do, you just go into details, and this is connected to your developer's account. And then you can submit an app for that challenge, and then you get the points. And it's as simple as that. And then when you go to the rewards, you can see all the cool stuff. So, let's do, everyone likes devices. Let's do devices. So by doing this, you can get developer devices. 520, 521, you can get the Icon, which is what I would like. You can get the 1520s. You can get a Nokia Lumia tablet for AT&T or Verizon, whichever provider you may have, just from developing apps. And one of the great benefits is it gives you a push to develop for something particular. Like most recently, they had the Image SDK for Windows Phone as the app challenge. Create something new with the Windows SDK, with the Image SDK. And by doing that, you get like 1,000 points. You know, they're not necessarily easy, like using AppStudio to create it or something. They have certain requirements, but it gives you a way of getting some free stuff just for honing your skills and using some of their products. And funny enough, occasionally they have a challenge to use AppStudio. Make an AppStudio app and then publish it and get points. But in here, it tells you what type of stuff you have to do to get the points. So it has to employ fast app switching, all 3 tile sizes, the full Windows Phone design language, support all Windows Phone 8 screen resolutions. They will not accept static apps, which comes back to dynamic data. Apps below 1 or 2 screens, and apps that only provide information about or advertise for a business. So cookie cutter app, probably not good. Work. Any other questions? Just showing random stuff that should get excited.
Awesome. Pizza's scheduled to be here at 7.
Cool.
So we still got like 10 minutes.
Sweet.
Sorry, I scheduled it online.
So for those of you who don't know, I can talk. So weird kid. Golfcoast.net.org is our user group site. Go on there. Make sure you're looking at the polls. Some people haven't voted. We have little polls that go
I
on.
didn't see that.
We have past meetings. That way, if you miss some stuff, like Matt's was pretty awesome. I went back and watched that again because of 1 or 2 things I missed when Brian and Mike were doing some gotchas. So I went back and rewatched those parts. And you can see everything from the previous meetings, you can see upcoming events, and different cool stuff like that. Feel free to contact us if you have ideas or would like to speak. We'd be happy to have you. And we're contacting sponsors, so if you know of anyone that'd be cool to have a sponsor as, just let me know, and we'll contact them, hit them up, see if I can go trip them a little bit.
Can you speak of random stuff? Can you just be a speaker of random stuff? Like,
You can, as long as it's kind of .NET related, because
um,
we're a .NET teacher group. So
you guys have
you can
it's in the
talk,
title.
you can talk about how you like the shade of purple that Visual Studio chooses on the logo. That'd be acceptable. Or you can talk about, you know, Azure and DBs.
Okay.
You'd be okay with that. You can do the whole presentation on like a Jeff Mitchell or something like that.
I could
and then
do that,
just
Batman.
Show
I got lots of
pictures.
information.
Yeah, lots of information. You can give a presentation, let people know,
Nice.
get the word out there.
I like
Take pictures. Wait, that's not my speed. Okay, you ready?
The pizza